If you clicked on this video, you are just as excited as I am for the release of Overwatch 2 in October, but more so for the incoming support. This channel has been dedicated to helping players improve and even have some fun doing so, but let's be honest, we are heavily rooted within the support community. I mean, come on. But I know what you are all thinking. What will this new character be able to do? Who will they replace? And what does it mean for the future of Overwatch? Before we go any further though, I do want to acknowledge that all of this is just my theory on what the new support coming to Overwatch 2 might hold in store for us. I have not received any leaks from that of Blizzard or various other content creators within the community. This is speculation and should not be taken as fact. So let's start off by analyzing this clip that was shown in a recent teaser a few months ago. At face value, we see what we think is a new support hero, indicated by Ana being amongst the lineup of a few other heroes. We also see green under their shoes, showing that speed is being applied by the Fox to the team. Remember that Ana was shown, so Lucio can't be the reason for this. So we know that the new support will give speed, but let's begin to understand what this means for the character. Was that just an ability, an ultimate, or the character itself we saw on screen? This might be a hot take, but to me, what we saw was the ultimate. The Fox looks a lot like Echo when duplicating an enemy, almost as if it was created using similar technology. This lends itself to the idea that the Fox support could be a living, breathing organism, and the ultimate is a duplication of themselves, providing speed to the team in a straight line, much like Mad Maggie's ultimate in Apex Legends. So what does this tell us about the rest of the new support's kit? Quite frankly, nothing, but if the same theory used to create Junker Queen is used to create this new incoming character, we may be able to make an educated prediction about what is next. So here's what we know. 1, we know that the developers are making this character with the 5v5 team-based combat in mind. 2, the developers also stated that they were planning on making this character function a lot like Mercy, in the sense where abilities are easier to pull off mechanically than other supports. Not being an aim god won't hurt as bad on this character. Hence, this character will likely function under the main support category alongside others like Mercy, Lucio, and Brigitte. If this doesn't make sense, watch this video series here to understand what is a main support versus a main healer. What does this mean? Will they replace Lucio, or will their duo be too powerful? Quite frankly, I am not sure, but what I do know is that the speed opportunities will be much different than that of Lucio, so much so that healing might be out of the picture or at least very minimalistic. Every single support hero stands out in some regard. We know that speed capabilities exist, so this leaves one option: single target speed boost opportunities. I theorize an ability like Brigitte's pack where you can target characters at a certain range to speed them up, and maybe even an option like Ana's grenade to slow enemies down, controlling the tempo of Overwatch in a way that was unimaginable before. Their primary weapon could function in a similar way, giving heals and slight speed boosts to targets on the team, and actually a debuff to that of the enemies. With this kit in mind though, where would this fit into the game, especially in 5v5? Well, when looking at dive compositions, we don't really have a support that truly functions well in that environment. Every character in the support category just gets by, but doesn't excel without being susceptible to death by the enemy's dive. In other words, you either need to run a Brig or just play Moira, which is suboptimal considering the fact that Moira wants to play stacked with the team, something Dive doesn't always want to do. This is the same thing with Lucio. He wants to taxi the team around and take engagements with as many teammates as possible. Overwatch needs a dive support, especially in Overwatch 2, and this character seems to fit just that niche. Think about Brig for a minute. In a situation where a Tracer is going to take a duel against a Zenyatta, you always toss the pack to her to give her health for the incoming duel, but imagine if it was a speed boost. It opens the door for characters that may not be able to take the duel as easily without risking death. It also allows for better peel options for your friendly supports. After all, if a Winston jumps on you, you don't have the stun on the Brig Bash anymore to push him away. It wouldn't matter though if you could just run away with a speed buff or a speed debuff on the enemy. But could this be a problem? Lucio also gives speed, so is this just too much for the game? I would argue no if the numbers are done correctly. Because of the capabilities of utility the new support has with their kit, the healing they provide would have to be a bit higher than Lucio's, but only to a single target. The healing cannot rival that of Ana or Baptiste, but it also can't be lower than Lucio's. With this range of numbers in mind, it would be impossible to sustain an extremely fast brawl composition against dive matchups that would surround you and burn you alive. Junker Queen is the only way to make it work, but as the devs have stated, she is going to receive crippling nerfs that will likewise destroy her viability within the game. Players have been so accustomed to relying on Brigitte to keep the backline alive, and with the tank leaving in Overwatch 2, the entire concept of peeling is becoming revolutionized. If done correctly, this support can truly transform the game for the better. This character alone can create a new future for Overwatch, one with complex and engaging teamfights that are not solely won with bullshit abilities and effortless sustain, creating a new golden age for the game, just like back in 2016. Let's reconvene here and consolidate the points made in this video, however, before we get too excited. What will the new support do? They will likely be a character with slightly below moderate healing output, but insane single target speed buff and debuff capabilities. Who will they replace? No one will be replaced. Rather, the void of a dive support will be filled, creating a much more unique environment and opportunities to see characters on maps we've never seen before. And what does this mean for the game? From this speculation, if done correctly, it will drastically improve the quality of the game, transitioning from one of tilting end-all be-all abilities to one of complex situations and game-winning outplays. If you are excited to learn about this new support, make sure to subscribe to the channel, as I plan on playing them a lot when Overwatch 2 drops. This also includes other educational content, including character and map guides for the support, as well as meta-analysis and fundamental theory on them when they first drop. Let me know what you all think and if you are excited for this character. But until next time, I've got to peace out and Paz out. I'll see you in the next one.